Good evening and welcome once again to the theater at the Imperial Center. I am Brooke Edwards, the Artistic and Managing Director here at the Imperial Center, and we have another wonderful edition of Live from the Imperial Center. We've got a great lineup today. Let me take this off for a second. Last night, we had a wonderful performance of our first Beckett radio play in our series that we're doing. We did All That Fall live last night from the stage, and if you missed it, shame on you, but you can still go to our Imperial Center YouTube page, and it is up there, and you can listen to it, and I would suggest that you do, because it's really good, and I'm not biased at all. And we have our second installment of the Beckett Radio series, which will be this coming Thursday, October 8th at 6 p.m. We will be doing Embers. So do not miss that one either, because it's going to be really, really good. And the day after that, on the 9th, we have our second edition of the Local Playwright Staged Reading Series. Oh my gosh, we have so much going on. More so than we would if it was not the time of COVID, let me tell you. So we are busy here at the Imperial Center. Anywho, you didn't come to watch me talk. You came to watch all of our talented community members. And first up we have Miss Sophie is back with us, and she's going to sing What's Wrong With Me from Mean Girls. All right, Sophie.
Tell me what's wrong with me, my body, face, my hair. Tell me all my many faults. Tell me like you care when we both know you're cruel and we both know you're right. I could listen to you like a fool all night. What's wrong with me? How I speak, how I dress, what's wrong with me? You keep me guessing. Mama said I'm beautiful, don't believe her anymore. Now I'm listening to you. What do I do that for? Please don't ignore me. Tell me who we hate today, and I will fall in line. Hug me while our shoulders tense, and we pretend we're fine, though we both know someday there'll be blood on the floor. But which one will betray the other more? What's wrong with me? Where's my mind? Where does it end? Maybe I need to find a better friend. What's wrong with me? What can I do? What's wrong with me? Could it be you? It's probably me. See that you see what's wrong with me.
Good evening, and we have another round of Would You Buy This Viral Product? Joining me tonight is Atticus Stoughton, mask and all. And first up, we have another mask for Halloween. Well, it's actually a whole outfit. The next one's a mask.
Oh, wow.
I've been waiting for this to come out for a while, and I feel like they missed a name opportunity, but I'm sure that it's like tied up in trademarks or something. I don't know, Atticus, is it something you would wear?
That's a...
It's maybe something.
Oh,
you'd wear,
that's
like,
a COVID-19
later on.
beer, like the beer Corona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that. I would, deal or no deal, deal.
Well, this next one, let's see what you say about it. It's another Halloween costume. It's a mask, and it's similar to one we've had in the past.
Hold on a second.
But it's a little more artistic. Yet somehow,
Oh God!
it's even more terrifying. I don't know, Atticus.
Sort of like, it looks like a sea creature, like
I'm looking for glasses.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of Shrek ears just put on the front of your face.
I can see now.
What do you think, Atticus? Now you can see.
Is this supposed to be like a? Oh, it's like an actual COVID mask.
Oh,
It's
don't
a
touch the
literal.
mic. Yep.
It's a literal COVID mask.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Would that fit into your collection?
No.
Atticus? No? Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't want that.
You don't want it?
I mean,
All right.
it'd be funny to show up to like a Halloween party.
Well,
with it,
here
but
to
no.
calm your nerves after encountering someone in this face mask, we have a cute version of the coronavirus. It's
Okay.
maybe too cute. I don't know how I feel about a smiling virus, but it'll calm your stress.
You know, I would buy that.
You would? All right.
Dope or nope? Dope.
Next up we have, what do we have? Oh, we've come full circle. The virus itself is wearing a mask.
Good job, virus.
Well, the virus is catching its own virus.
I'm telling you, I might put up a Christmas tree this year, just so I can buy all of these tacky COVID Christmas trees.
I feel like we've featured at least a dozen at this point
And
of these
it's
ornaments.
really, I don't know if it's funny or sad or somewhere in between, but the COVID Christmas tree ornaments are the best example of capitalism ever.
Well, if you like that one,
Make it a Corona Christmas.
One sec, y'all.
Oh, yes.
So, I don't know how the children are going to feel about getting a bunch of hand sanitizer and toilet paper. I feel like they might not be too happy about it. But he probably has their best interests in mind. He's a charitable guy, you know. What do you think, Atticus?
I mean, at least, you know what? At least he's being safe.
Yeah. And he's spreading the safety cheer. Mm-hmm. Last one. I thought this one was just kind of cool. I don't know that I would even use it, but it's these little thin sheets of soap in a dispenser. There's like 100 sheets per dispenser, and that way you have soap on the go. I carry hand sanitizer, and most sinks have soap. I don't really know why you would need this, but I thought it was cool.
It would be just be very careful to make sure that these are not like next to your Listerine strips.
True. It would not taste good.
you would know.
Unless you just love the taste of soap.
Well, I think what I like about them is sometimes that hand sanitizer, you may kill the bacteria, but you still have like the grit and grime.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that, you can kind of.
My fear with this one is if your hands are wet when you're taking the soap out,
Oh,
does
no.
the whole thing just stick together? And then you just have a bar of soap in a plastic sleeve.
But I like the color.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool idea. Anyway, that's been this week of Would You Buy This Viral Product? Thank you, Atticus. And next up we have Ivan Price, Chloe Chappelle, and Brooke Edwards singing Alley Oop.
Alley-oop.
Thank you, Johnny. I'd like to speak seriously for a moment. Alley-oop, a newspaper comic strip about a time-traveling caveman, premiered in the 1930s. In 1960, a vocal group, the Hollywood Argyles, recorded a song about the character. Though it was a one-hit wonder, it remains a pop music classic. Maestro. There's a man in the funny papers we all know. He lived way back a long time ago. He don't eat nothing but a bear cat stew. Well, this cat's name is Alley-oop. He's got a chauffeur that's a genuine dinosaur. And he can knuckle your head before you count to 4. He got a big ugly club and a head full of power. Like great big lions and grizzly bears. He's the toughest man that is alive. Wearing clothes from a wildcat's hide. He's the king of the jungle jive. Look at that caveman go. Rides through the jungle, tearing limbs off of trees. Knocking great big monsters dead on their knees. The cats don't bug him 'cause they know better. 'Cause he's a mean motor scooter and a bad go-getter. toughest man there is alive. Wearing clothes from a wildcat's hide. He's the king of the jungle jive. Look at that caveman go. There he go. Look at that caveman go. He sure is hip, ain't he? Like what's happening? He's too much. Ride, daddy, ride. I yo dinosaur. Ride, daddy, ride. Get 'em, man. Like Hipsville. He too much.
Ivan is one of our favorite actors here at the Theater at the Imperial Center. He's quite talented, and I really feel like he needs to quit taking himself so seriously and have some fun every once in a while. Well, I guess if anybody's going to bring it down, it's me. I'm really good at that. So we've been doing a lot of Beckett around here lately. We've all been kind of like living in a Beckett play for the last 6 or 7 months, so just some great big void, and we're all just waiting. But because of that, you know, if you know me, I love all things Irish literature and Irish music and whatnot, and so this song's been in my head all day, and this was the first week of our Beckett radio play series, and I think Ben's gonna do an Irish song later, so I'm gonna do an Irish song too. And I'm gonna sing. Okay, I can't be laughing because it's a really sad song. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm going to sing Molly Malone. And it's just going to be a cappella. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first laid my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. As she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and so 'twas no wonder, for so was her father and mother before. And they all wheeled their barrows through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of a fever, and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Oh my goodness. So it's that time again for everybody's favorite game. Who said it? Moira Rose or James Joyce? I have some quotes here in my hand, and I'm just going to read them, and Peanut Gallery can guess if it's a line said by Moira Rose in the wonderful Emmy Award-winning show Schitt's Creek, or is it a line from one of James Joyce's amazing works of literature? My first quote is, "What is the source of this falsehood?"
James Joyce.
Moira Rose.
I'm
James
with Moira.
Joyce. Is it James Joyce?
That would be Moira Rose.
Oh, okay.
Next quote. I'm going to switch these up a little bit. Again, I feel 16. What a lark.
James Joyce.
Moira Rose.
James Joyce.
James Joyce. That was from Ulysses.
One for me.
That one doesn't have a quote on it. That's not a quote. Okay, why all of a sudden are you like coming on screen? This is our technical director, Will James, who usually likes to be behind the scenes, but he's being very extroverted
He's not even
today.
hovering in my
What's
video.
happening? I don't know what's happening. I feel like that girl at the end of Poltergeist. She comes home and gets out of the car, and she's like, "What's happening?"
We're coming for you.
Okay.
Y'all.
The demon possessed me. Besides, who saw? Who said it? Moira Rose
James Joyce.
or James Joyce?
James Joyce.
James Joyce. That was again was from Ulysses.
Look what y'all did.
I know, you guys were a mess today. Next quote. Now is not the time for pettifogging.
James Joyce.
Moira Rose.
That's a very famous episode of Schitt's Creek. That was Moira Rose.
3 for me.
I give you all 3 seconds before I say it.
And is this the last one, or did I? Now I'm all mixed up.
I got it.
Which one did I just do? I just did.
Uh,
Wait. Okay. I've got 2 more. Okay, ready? And now I know how it feels to be utterly helpless. Who said it?
Moira Rose.
Joyce.
Moira Rose.
I'm gonna go
Moira
with
Rose.
Yeah, 4 for me.
And our last quote. Who said it? Oh, you just. Oh my gosh. Good is coming. It has to.
Time.
James Joyce.
Moira Rose.
Oh, all right.
And good is coming. It does. It has to. It has to. Tottenham signed a striker today. Good is coming. And Bale is back.
Are they selling coats yet?
All right. Wonderful. So now we have the wonderful, amazing, awesome man that I love dearly, partner in crime, Ben Griffith, is going to play and sing.
Just play.
Just play. Look to the Rainbow from Finian's Rainbow.
next we will have Alan Pittman with a satire and a poem.
The satire is not mine. It was written by Sandra Pittman. She had a column in the local newspaper, and she had a couple of books that were satire shorts. This is from the book titled With Tongue in Cheek. The title of the article, Music Teachers. Heaven won't be reward enough for private music teachers. These long-suffering artists receive no Purple Hearts for illnesses contracted in the line of duty. No ribbons are pinned on their chests for bravery under fire. They do not have extra pay for hazardous duty, nor is the governor going to call them to the state capitol to award them for their meritorious service to mankind. Nay, their reward is far less tangible. It is the sigh of relief at the end of a day. It is time spent with no music. A day without music is a day without dissonance. Suffering for their art is an occupational hazard. It begins the minute a person agrees to accept a student. Suddenly, the teacher is confronted with doting parents dragging their reluctant offspring to dip into the pool of artistic appreciation. Unspoken, but definitely understood, is that while trailing their hands across the waters, the child will become a virtuoso. At this point, the parent relinquishes all responsibility in the education process. They have, after all, brought the mountain to Mohammed. A music teacher with whom I'm acquainted shared descriptions of a few of her typical students with me. The names have been changed to protect the teacher from legal action. Gerald's parents believe he is a celestial being. He is about as angelic as a one-eyed alley cat. His constant companion and protector, from being killed as a menace to humanity, is a giant German shepherd named Herr Blut, which is German for Mr. Blood. The dog did not get his name by chance. Gerald does not want to take piano. He refuses to learn anything relative to music. After 2 years of lessons, he still thinks a scale is what his mother shouts obscenities at every day. He loves to talk about war. Therefore, the word fortissimo will send him on a spiel that takes his whole lesson time. If his teacher's voice shows displeasure with Gerald, Herr Blut bares his teeth and lifts his leg on the sofa in warning. Gerald's parents don't want him to stop taking piano because he needs the stimulation, the exposure. Mary has been called blessed by her teacher many times. She is no novice in her methods to send her teacher over the edge. If someone is crazy enough to teach piano, how far can it be to the back ward? Mary is conducting her own research. Never on time, she often doesn't appear at all, and naturally never calls to cancel. If she hasn't practiced, which is normal, or if she doesn't like her assignment, she leaves her music at home. Mary cannot play from the teacher's copies because they don't look right. To distract, she lies down on the keys and complains. As bad as this is, it's light years ahead of plucking the strings inside the piano from underneath the music holder. Mary has just enough ability to keep her slot. This, through all her capers and her space cadet mother's excuses about forgetting the check for the payment. Her parents do not want her to stop taking piano because she loves music and gets too much out of the lessons. Ruth is the exact opposite of Mary. She, like her namesake of old, is sweet and dear. She never complains and is always on time, with music in hand. Her parents oversee her practicing and attend to the bill like clockwork. Ruth's piano playing would make a Western saloon's musician plunking an out-of-tune, shot-to-bits instrument sound like a command performance. Simply put, she has no talent. The ear that she has for music is tone deaf. She can play entire pieces without a single right note, causing every hair on her listener's body to stand at attention. Ruth follows the biblical admonition: the right hand should not know what the left hand is doing. Her parents don't want her to stop because her attitude is so good. Unfortunately, her gift has already been unwrapped and exchanged. Each time my friend, the music teacher, hears the old saw from an adult about how their parents should have forced them to continue music, her eyes revolve like pinwheels, and she drops to her knees in prayer. It takes a while to get her upright, and even longer to get her to stop chanting, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord." Okay. The next thing was a poem from E.E. Cummings. E.E. Cummings was a poet who just threw away the rule book. He didn't follow the rules for syntax. He didn't follow punctuation rules, capitalization, none of that. And of course, if you tried to emulate him in high school, you'd get an F on the assignment. Anyway, this one is titled, "Anyone Lived in a Pretty How Town." Anyone lived in a pretty how town, with up so floating many bells down. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. He sang his didn't, he danced his did. Women and men, both little and small, cared for anyone, not at all. They sowed their isn't, they reaped their same, sun, moon, stars, rain. Children guessed, but only a few, and down they forgot as up they grew. Autumn, winter, spring, summer, that no one loved him more by more. When by now, and leaf and tree by leaf, she laughed his joy, she cried his grief. Bird by snow, and stir by still, anyone's any was all to her. Someone's married their everyone's, laughed their cryings, and did their dance. Sleep, wake, hope, and then they said their nerves never slept their dreams. Stars, rain, sun, moon. And only the snow can begin to explain how children are apt to forget to remember, with up so floating many bells down. One day, anyone died, I guess, and no one stooped to kiss his face. Busy folk buried them side by side, little by little, and was by was. All by all, and deep by deep, and more by more, they dreamed their sleep. No one and anyone, earth by April, wish by spirit, and if by yes. Women and men, both dong and ding, summer, autumn, winter, spring, reaped their sowing, and went their cane, sun, moon, stars, rain.
Thank you, Alan. That was wonderful. And that concludes our 17th episode. This one almost did me in. Oh my gosh, what's happening to our world? It's so crazy. Yes. What was I going to say? So if you missed All That Fall, go to our YouTube channel and listen to it. You will not be sorry. It is wonderful. It turned out so well. And next Thursday, tune in at 6 p.m. for Embers, which is going to be lovely and beautiful and sad and gorgeous and all that is Beckett as well. And next Friday, we will have our local playwright stage reading series. And now a word from our sponsors.
Live from the Imperial Center has been brought to you by at least a few of the following. Dirt Poor. When you addition the dirt, do it the right way with Dirt Poor. Available at all fine hardware suppliers. Poly Grip. One size fits most varieties of exotic birds. She'll say, you got me when you use Poly Grip. The law firm of Huey, Cheatham, and Howe. Tilting the scales in Twin Counties for as long as they can get away with it. Call them today at 1-800-555-CATS. And Catacomb, #1 in feline-friendly grooming. from Ronco, available at fine pet suppliers somewhere. This is your announcer, Johnny Newsom, saying until next time, stay happy and healthy, and don't touch that dial. Coming up next, it's the adventures of the Drone Ranger. Hio surveillance. The Drone Ranger flies again.